Today we are talking about worship and education. And I guess to begin this very brief Bible study together, we should define what is worship.
You know, I heard a definition just a few years ago that I really liked. The meaning of the word worship, it actually comes from two words in Old English, and that's worth and ship. It means to ascribe worth or value to something or someone.
That's really cool.
So when we worship God, we're praising Him and we're ascribing the greatest value to Him.
And I guess you could even worship sports stars or anything if you ascribe
definitely.
worship. That's a really good definition. So maybe, Justin, why is that so important for us to think about right now?
You know, the last message that God gives to humanity, He calls it the everlasting gospel in Revelation chapter 14. It's the first of the three angels' messages. It says, "Fear God and give glory to Him, for the hour of His judgment has come. And worship Him who made the earth, the seas, the springs of living water, and or the fountains of the deep, rather." And so we have this injunction, this instruction that God gives us, and it says at the end of time that it's all going to come down to worship. Wow. You know, the battle between good and evil, between God and Satan, it's always been about worship and the question of who will we worship, what will we worship, and, you know, the question of, am I going to live life for myself, or am I going to live life for God by living it for others and for Him?
So this is an extremely important subject for us to be thinking about. And I guess Jesus even talked a little bit about worship too, didn't he? When he was here, he said something about worshiping in spirit and in truth. Do you want to comment on that as well?
Yeah, worshiping in spirit and truth is an interesting concept, because someone that worships in spirit, yes, they obviously have learnt the scriptures, they know it, they've gone in their conviction. The Spirit convicts us and He converts us. So we've gone through that whole process, but then in truth, are you being honest with what you've just been convicted on? And then you're teaching others, so are you still being honest in what you're teaching them? And how do you be honest? Will you be honest by actually portraying that in your life? And that's what Jesus was really good at. Living the gospel, but then preaching the gospel. It's a bit like if I say to my son, I say, look, Banjo, you need to go to school and you need to love your neighbour as you love yourself. And he goes, okay, Dad. And he goes to school and he sees someone sitting by themselves in the corner of the playground eating their lunch. And he goes, oh, I need to love my neighbour as myself. He goes over to that person and goes, how are you going? Have you been here long? And gets to know that person. They actually are like, wow, this guy's amazing, but he's actually living in spirit and in truth. Because I've taught him to, you need to do that. He's been convicted on it and he's actually doing it. Not just telling his friends, oh, you should go and sit with that person.
Yeah, that's really cool. So his life is matching his message. That's what God wants from all of us. He wants us to worship Him in spirit and in truth. Does that mean that you have to be perfect before you can worship God? No. Come to Him as you are, and I promise you, He will not leave you the way you come to Him, but He will change your life. God's truth transforms us as we come to Him, but we must come. So we want to leave that with you as a brief Bible study thought to inspire you as you continue to study God's wonderful textbook. God bless.